My next guest is a communication expert. He's a master. It's what he's done for more than 30 years, helping people to communicate better. And he claims it comes down to 5 principles that, when implemented, will strengthen your marriage at the core. Studio 5 relationship contributor Dr. Matt Townsend is here to enlighten us. It's great to see
Good
you.
to be here.
Second time we get to chat in the new year.
I know.
How's it feeling, 2024?
You know what? I feel older. But it's been great so
older,
far.
Wiser, older, wiser.
Far, so good.
You say these principles, Matt, when practiced, will help us feel more safe in marriage. And outside of physical safety, that's not something we talk about a lot.
No, it's this emotional safety that we all crave. We all desire it. And we've never really been trained very well in it, right? Like, you might have learned way more about how to lock the doors, protect yourself, use your mace, self-defense, but you may not have ever learned how to actually make someone feel safe. Emotionally when we're talking together.
I love this.
Instead of competing, we don't need to compete. Let's just be together and talk.
Connect and feel safe about it. I'm so eager to hear your advice. First, you want us to remember, no competition, as you said.
No.
We're teammates here.
We're on the same team. So imagine that you're on a championship team. How do you communicate with people on a championship team? You're able to be direct, but you're also really forgiving. You get what they're doing. You understand what they need. You give them the benefit of the doubt.
You assume they're bringing their best.
You cheer them on. And when you need to, you can be direct. But you don't take offense. You know it's to win the championship. So what if we could just remember, and that might be great before you go into a conversation, sit down, huddle up, and say, okay, no matter what happens in this conversation, can we just remember we're on the same team?
Yeah.
We're here to score this position together.
Working toward the same goal. Communicate to understand, not to convince is your next piece of advice.
I have found, even in my own life, the minute I'm trying to convince somebody of my opinion or my position, I'm no longer listening. I'm now in influence mode, and I'm trying to push and push. And it's kind of the difference between going to a doctor that's listening to you and trying to understand what's going on in order to help you versus a salesperson that's trying to get you into a new set of knives.
Oh,
right?
I like that analogy a lot.
It's a different feeling.
Yes.
And so when people listen to you and they talk to you and you're having a conversation, are you trying to convince them of something? Are you trying to move the ball to your direction, or are you first trying to understand? Because the goal is you're not going to move anything if they don't feel that you care.
Well, I was going to ask, if I'm always in listening mode, if I'm always in understanding mode, will I ever have influence? Yeah,
the irony is actually understanding someone more fully is what actually gives you the influence to then tell them what you think. We think telling them what we think gives us the influence, but actually somebody feeling understood will release the grip and relax. And once they relax, they're way more influenceable.
What a great way you just said that. Release the grip and relax.
They got to relax. And they can only do that if they feel like you are really with them.
Doctor, not salesperson.
That's right.
I love that. You want us to validate their very basic needs.
As everyone is talking and you listen to what they're talking about, and just because you know them historically, you're going to understand what their most deep-rooted needs are. And there generally are 4 things. People need to know they're loved. So if they're always questioning if you're there for them, they need to know that they're capable. They need to know they belong, that they're part of the family and team, and they need to know they're safe. So during the conversation, as you're listening to them, if you hear that they're kind of worried about belonging, because I didn't dare tell you this because I was afraid you'd get mad at me, then say, hey, I love you no matter what. I'm here for you no matter what. We will always belong together. This is what I was feeling during that. And then tell them what you think, but validate their need to be loved. Validate their need to belong, their need to be capable, their need to be safe. You can do that as we're talking, and it kind of puts out the little sparks and fires that start up. We can put them out really quickly by saying, hey, we're here, I'm here for you, we've got this.
But what a good challenge to be a detective or a listener and look for those clues that point us to those needs.
They're always going to be there. And if you don't pay attention to them too long, it's going to burst into a bigger fire. Then you're going to have to put that fire out.
Okay, you want us to stay open to being influenced.
One of the greatest ways to actually show that you care and that the conversation went well is to change and to adjust. And if they bring up something that you haven't thought of, tell them that. And if they actually got you to feel compassion, and if you could feel compassion for what they're saying, feel it. Emote with them. If they're sad and really upset about something, dare to go with them there. A lot of us think that I don't want to understand you, or you think I agree with you. But I can understand you and still disagree with you. I can still empathize with you and not want to do what you want to do. And I can still cry with you and have a different opinion. but dare to go there, because once you're open to being influenced, they know that you're in it to actually be better, not just to always be you. Our goal isn't to always be ourselves, right? Our goal is to be better together.
Finally, offer the highest good.
So show up as your best self in every conversation. I do not care this is what I tell my clients. I don't care why you blew up. The minute you blew up, you pay for it. No matter what, you're the one that has to show up as your best. And so you don't be the problem is really the rule here. Don't be the problem, and then offer your greatest good. Whatever is the best thing that you can offer a conversation, offer it. If the only thing you can offer is to not take offense, don't take offense then. If the best thing you can offer is to not throw something back and hurt someone, then just don't do that. Just offer the greatest good that needs to be had in this conversation. And once you start to do that, you'll see amazing things happen. But the number one thing that happens is you don't have to carry the burden of being the dysfunctional one. You now are the functional one, and you've been your best self. And so if we could bring our best self and offer the highest good as often as we can, the conversations go better.
I love this so much, and we love you. I think you just wrote your, next 10
the
books.
next book right
the
there.
highest good.
Yeah.
The highest good. Hey, a book might not be in your 2024 future, unfortunately, for the rest of us.
Not yet.
But a date night is, and we're
Yes.
inviting you to come out on Valentine's Day, February 14th,
Yep.
7 to 9 at Murray High School. You can get tickets at matttownsend.com. When do we get to hear the topic?
Next week.
Okay,
Next
okay.
week it's coming out. It's going to be it's awesome.
Yeah,
but
always.
it's going to be life-changing. Bring your family, get your kids, get everyone there. Bring your friends.
Get your tickets. We're looking forward to it and can't wait to see you. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks.